What is up, everyone? It's Paul here, aka 90s Handheld Gamer, back with another episode of Nintendo Switch games to buy before they become rare and expensive. And the first game that I want to talk about today is the Final Fantasy 1 through 6 Pixel Remaster Collection. For the longest time, the PS4 and Nintendo Switch versions of the ESRB version of this game were really rare and expensive because they got really limited print runs. But these games just got re-releases from Square Enix, and I believe you can still get them at all your major retailers, or at least some of them, like Best Buy, Amazon, and GameStop. I picked up my copy from GameStop, and I've actually never played the original Final Fantasy games, so I'm looking forward to that. And from what I hear, these pixel remasters are the best way and most accessible way to play these games. They have, of course, the remastered graphics and fully rearranged orchestrated soundtracks that I hear sound really good. All kind of quality of life improvements, modern bells and whistles. So I'm definitely really looking forward to getting this one. And even with this game getting a re-release, I still believe that it will end up holding its value and possibly even going up in value, because I don't think they're going to print a ton of copies of this game here. The next game on this list that I want to talk about as far as it becoming more rare and expensive is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. But wait, it's not that version. Limited Run Games just announced an Ultimate Edition of this game. So it's going to have all the DLC, the new DLC that just came out, all on one cartridge. And this is truly one of the most beloved modern beat 'em ups of our time. So I definitely believe that the Ultimate Edition will hold its value and probably most likely become more rare and expensive in the future. So there are still pre-orders up for that game. I think I might have to bite the bullet and pre-order through Limited Run for like the first time ever. And I may just end up trading my original version here of Shredder's Revenge in, or reselling it, trying to flip it somehow, since I'm probably just going to end up buying the Ultimate Edition. But I did want to point that out on this list because I know so many people love this game, and my physical collectors out there would probably rather have the Ultimate Edition with all the DLC on one cart. Now, I do want to talk about some first-party Nintendo Switch titles that I have mentioned in previous episodes, but recently when I was scrolling online, I came across an article that said that Metroid Dread is not listed at any major retailers online brand new, available for purchase, except for GameStop for pre-owned copies. And the article was saying that since this game didn't sell well, that it's not likely that it's going to get reprints. Now, I definitely don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for Nintendo to do reprints of this game, but if you look at the history of Metroid games, going back to like the GBA and even Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo, a lot of those games have held their value and became more rare and expensive as time went on. So I do think that with Metroid Dread, even though it's a well-received, popular, and beloved game, it still is pretty niche. So I do think this game could become more rare and expensive in the future. And then another one that I previously mentioned was Pikmin 1 plus 2. Now, the reason I had to mention this collection is because if you look back at the GameCube versions and the Nintendo Wii versions of Pikmin 1 and 2 separately, those games got pretty expensive at times, and they only dropped in price when this collection released for the Nintendo Switch. And this collection is still holding its value pretty well, between $40 and $50. So I do think as time goes on and this becomes harder to find physically, that this collection will definitely go up in price and become harder to find out there. So that's my reason for mentioning these two titles yet again. Now, I do want to mention another awesome beat 'em up for the Nintendo Switch that I truly do believe could become more rare and expensive as time goes on, and that game is Streets of Rage 4. But wait, It's not this version, so I will put the version on the screen here, and it is the Anniversary Edition, which comes with the DLC all on the cartridge. I kind of do want to double dip and buy that so I can have it, even though I bought the DLC just to have it on the cartridge as a collector is really cool. And Streets of Rage 4 is truly one of the best modern beat 'em ups, and in my opinion, one of the best beat 'em ups of all time. There's so many characters you can play as, a wide variety of levels, and the Mr. X's Nightmare DLC adds a lot to the game as well, with the survival mode where you get to have some RPG elements every time you survive a wave. You can upgrade with different stat boosts and elemental attacks that you can add to your arsenal. The game is just a pure classic in my opinion, and that Anniversary Edition with the DLC all in the cart, I believe will definitely go up. I believe it's still affordable, but in the future I could definitely see that version becoming more rare and expensive. Now, the next game that I'm going to talk about is one that I have not purchased yet, but is definitely on my radar, and that is the Bitmap Bureau collection. This collection features 3 awesome games: Final Vendetta, Xenocrisis, and Battle Axe. These games all look great. Xenocrisis is a really cool arena shooter, which I hear plays like Alien Syndrome. And then Battle Axe is a pixel style kind of top-down action game. I don't know a whole lot about these games, but I know that Final Vendetta looks like an awesome beat 'em up. That's the one that I'm most interested in. And I hear that it plays like Final Fight. So I definitely want to get this collection because I feel like with 3 games on there, that is really good value. And I do feel like this collection probably will become more rare and expensive because I've never even seen it stocked on store shelves at all, although I believe it is still available online. So I did have a guy leave a comment on the last video I did saying handheld gamer inflating his game prices one game at a time. Well, I don't even own some of the games that I'm talking about on this video, and I'm not a reseller. Not that I need to defend myself against troll comments, but just saying, like, I'm not making it any easier for myself talking about games that I don't even own. But anyway, on with this list. The final game that I'm going to talk about here today is yet another collection game for the Nintendo Switch that I do not own, but it is definitely on my radar, and that game is the Dink Soft collection. It features Gato Roboto, Gunbrella, and Demon Throttle. I don't know a whole lot about these games, but I know that Gato Roboto is a beloved Metroidvania where you get to play as a cat. I've heard a lot of good stuff about that game, and I remember seeing the trailers for Gunbrella, and that looks like a really cool run and gun type of game. Now, Demon Throttle, I don't know anything about, but I will try to get some footage of all of these games so you can see what they look like. But yeah, this collection right now goes for 35 bucks, and I truly believe that that is great value for 3 games all in one collection on the cartridge. I definitely do believe there is potential for that collection to become more rare and expensive as time goes on. And I just want to say, hey, if you guys have any recommendations for me, please let me know down in the comments below. I really appreciate you watching till the end of this video if you did, and if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel for more gaming related, Nintendo related content. And until the next video, catch you later. I really appreciate you watching.